Hi. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm good. I'm a bit tired. For some reason, my sleep schedule kind of shifted towards me getting really tired at exactly when poetry and story time starts.
Yeah,
But it's better that way. Before I was going to bed at 2 a.m. and I'm kind of happy now that it's more normal.
yeah, totally. I can understand.
Yeah.
I ended up having 3 hours of sleep last night,
Oh.
but I chose that because
Okay.
I went like looking at bird watching this morning.
Oh,
I'm very
nice.
tired.
Ooh, did you see any exciting birds?
Saw a greenfinch, saw lots of blackbirds, saw lots of crows, saw lots of couple of robins. Found a man who is apparently very into it and has told us where to find kingfishers. So that's cool.
Oh, ooh, I love kingfishers.
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing? Right?
We're both very tired.
Oh no, how come? What's going on?
Well, different reasons.
Yeah, I didn't sleep enough because I ended up waking up really early and going hunting for birds.
Yeah.
You might need to rephrase that.
Not not shooting them, just looking at them.
Okay. Thank you. That's good. That's better.
Katie just like trotting home with like a duck just dangling indoors.
Well, that's what Katie is preparing.
How was your carrot cake date?
It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, have you met Eva? Potsdam Eva?
I don't think so. No, not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it good? Yeah.
So she's the one who she used to live in Freiburg. Then she moved to Potsdam for a couple of years, and now she moved back and lives really close.
Ah, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps. Did you have a nice catch up?
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. And it's also like something kind of closing the loop or like closing the circle thing was that the recipe was actually by a really close friend of hers in Berlin.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
And I'm actually not close with that person, but for the Bear Blues events, there's always been like a buffet and like local dancers, Berlin dancers, make cakes and snacks and like bear-shaped cookies and stuff like that. And there was always this one carrot cake that was so delicious that it was gone immediately. And people, like, it became the stuff of legends. Like, people would talk about this carrot cake, and because there's only like a limited amount of people who actually got to taste it, so everybody was like, "Oh, did you get some of that carrot cake?"
Like, the legendary carrot cake.
Yes. And I remember that during COVID times, and I asked one of the organizers of the event. It's like, do you remember the carrot cake? Do you happen to know who made it? So I could ask them for the recipe.
Oh. Are there myths and legends surrounding this cake? Like, I don't know, but I know a man who knows a man who knows the man who made the cake.
Yeah. No, he actually knew who made the cake, and yeah, I got the recipe. And this person is actually a close friend of Eva's, so that was kind of nice. So she took a photo and sent it to her. It's like, here, look, somebody made your cake.
Yeah.
And we're having it right now.
What's the secret ingredient?
Are you like? Come closer. This is a secret, you know.
Whisper it in my ear.
Okay. It is carrots.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. How are you all doing?
Hi, stock photo, Frankie.
Oh, thank you, my love. Is it not showing my other one?
It is
I've
your
got
photo.
I've got a laptop and a phone situation going on to try and improve the terrible audio that I get on my laptop. Thank you, my darling.
Okay.
Right.
Is that going to be distracting in terms of if people have it on speaker view?
Nope.
Maybe.
I mean, if people do have it on speaker view, it will just mean they can't see you talking. But if we have it on gallery view, it's fine. So we can. I tend to keep poetry time on gallery.
Yeah, me too.
Perfect.
I switched.
Hey. Okay. Excellent. In that case, I think we will just carry on like this. I think it's probably more important for me to not have the terrible buzz. But yes, we'll see how this goes. So, first and foremost, hi Andrea. Hi Andrea. It's so nice to see you back. I feel like it's been forever.
It has been. Aw, good to see you too.
It's so nice to see you. How have you been, apart from making and eating cake, which sounds ideal?
Ups and downs. Yeah. Like one of the main reasons I'm not coming anymore is a good reason is that my sleep schedule has normalized from like going. Yeah. So because we're 1 hour ahead, I get tired now at like exactly my 10 p.m., which is exactly when Storytime starts. So yeah, but I don't know. Like Mike is so nice and always like asks me, "Are you coming? Are you coming? Are you going to read a poem?" And and it works.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Hey Kitty. Hey Robert. Who else have we got? Hey Andrea. Hi Dina. Hi Elle. Oh, what a lovely group. What a lovely group. God damn. Best group. Yeah, don't tell the others, but it is the best group. Oh my god, Valerie's here too!
Where's Valerie hiding?
Valerie!
Yes. Yay!
Hello, hi.
Hey. How's it going?
Good, thank you. Yeah. Went to Deep Sea World today. Do you have one where you are?
What's that?
It's like an aquarium, a massive aquarium.
Yeah.
It's Scotland's largest one. So I took her and her toddler. It wasn't just me as an adult going by myself. It was lovely.
I would definitely still support you in that.
Thank you. And since our autumn poetry last week, I've been collecting leaves as I've been walking around the city. I feel like I'm the only adult walking about the city carrying leaves.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's so wholesome and nice.
Ah,
have you got them near you?
Nice.
Thank you. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Had a very chill day. I'm heading back home on Monday, so that's a bit sad. But I'm looking forward to having a nice day tomorrow. We're gonna have pancakes and just chill, for a change. Probably make some food and eat some food and read some books. So that will be nice. We have Sadaf as well. Hi Sadaf. Hi. And so nice to see you back. So nice.
How are you guys?
Very good. How are you?
Thank you so much.
I've got a good feeling.
Is the theme for this week a dream and sleep, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you got something that you would like to read?
Well, I wrote a poem last week, so I'm gonna read it today.
Fantastic. Okay, right. I will put you on the list.
I have something about lack of sleep.
That definitely counts. That definitely counts. Oh, we've got such a good program tonight. Yes. Okay, so I've got Mike's got a couple. Elle has one, Kitty's got one, Andrea, Saraf and Andrada all have one. Does anybody else have things that they would like to contribute tonight?
I have things. I will read some poems I have. I don't know which ones, other than I have a Liz Berry lullaby that I'd like to read.
Excellent. Bina times some.
Oh, I've been missing Liz Berry. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
said that.
Oh, Liz. Oh, Liz.
And it's from a different collection.
No,
I know, right?
different collection.
There's another collection.
I didn't
It's
think
tiny.
that was
It's tiny. It's this like
Oh.
a tiny pamphlet.
Oh, it's cute.
That is
So cute.
That's very, very cute. Okay, well, I will just, let's give it 1 more minute. So, you know, to talk amongst yourselves, and I will get my poems in order, and then I'm gonna bang the gavel, and we'll be ready for the off. This is gonna be.
Frankie, are you reading The Faithless by Marge Piercy?
I'm not.
I mean, I have a copy, but it's so good.
Well, let's definitely stick that on the list. I know Kitty has a Marge Piercy one that they are going to read, which look at that face. So I'm very, very stoked about that. But yeah, by all means, let's get more Marge Piercy in there. Okay. Let's. Shall we begin? Shall we? Bang, 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 bang. I hereby call this meeting of Poetry Time to order. Our theme tonight, as everybody already knows, is sleep and dreaming. It's going to be an especially good one. I know I say that every time, but this time I really mean it. And I think we should get off to a start. So if it is okay, I will read a one to start with. And then Mike, how would you feel about reading your one after that?
Yeah, sure, thanks.
Cool. So
Frankie, you've muted your audio channel. Like the one you're using for video, we can't hear you at all.
okay, is that better? Okay, excellent. I'm very professional and I know what I'm doing. So after that slight hiccup, I thought I would like to start with this one by Lola Haskins. So this is called Sleep Positions. Oh, hold on, sorry, 1 second. I had forgotten about, one day I will get good at putting links to things in the chat. So I have just dropped the link to this in the chat. I did remember on my own this time, I'm very impressed. So, sleep positions. This is how we sleep. On our backs, with pillows covering our chests, heavy as dirt. On our sides, like wistful spoons, clenched, knees in-tucked, arms folded, wide, like sprawling rooted lotuses. In Iowa, on top of pictures of Hawaii, huge white flowers on blue. In New York, on black satin. In China, on straw. This is how our dreams arrive. As hot yellow taxicabs, as sudden blazing steam, we who have been pots on a stove, looking only at our own lids, as uninvited insects, all at once on our tongues. Oh, hairdresser, auditor, hard-knuckled puller of crab traps, you who think poetry was school, you who believe you never had a flying thought, lie down.
Yay!
Yay!
That was wonderful. Yay. Oh.
Okay, So, Mike, would you like to do your one next?
Yes, I'm just frantically copying and pasting, so let's see if this works. This has got all my reader notes in it, so ignore those. Okay, this one's called What Happens to Our Dreams. What happens to our dreams when we wake at night? Are they pulled up by the moon and caught in starlight? Disappointed dreamers try to grasp them back in vain. From the sea of broken stories lost beyond the window pane. What happens to the people? Do they still exist? Do they wonder where we've gone to? Are we ever missed? What happens to the narrative if no one's in control? Can someone else who's just drifted off pick up the leading role and continue on the journey to the next phase of the story? Defeat the dragon, save the town, and bathe in all the glory. Does it then keep passing on like that, in a never-ending chain, circling its way around the world before coming back again to that initial dreamer who's probably now forgot the adventure and excitement of that awe-inspiring plot? So if you ever have a dream that's been taken by the sky and thought it's probably gone for good, then you can always try picturing it around the world. And if your timing's true, the story may pick up once more as it passes back to you, reigniting the wondrous tale with all the thrills it holds, so you can relish every moment as the story once again unfolds.
Why is it always so cute?
Oh, thanks, Bina.
So lovely, Mike. That was absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, sweetie.
Thanks.
Andrea, would you be at all interested in reading next?
Yes. One moment, I'll drop the link as well.
Thank you.
All right. I'm reading Edgar Allan Poe's A Dream Within a Dream. And this has been read to me by Ted, like the Ted who's been to Storytime a couple of times, for my birthday this year, and I really loved it. Let's see if I can do his rendering of the poem any justice. It's gonna be my own. Okay. A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep while I weep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautifully read. Beautifully read. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Thank you.
Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, so next up, Andrada, would you like to read something for us? Oh, maybe. Andrada, can you hear us? Has Andrada frozen? Oh, okay. Andrada, I don't know if you can still hear us, but you have frozen. When you have unfrozen, we'll see you again, and that will be wonderful. So in that case, who else do we have?
Also, Frankie, I did nudge you over messages, but since I showed up late, I have 2 that I wrote and 1 other if there's time.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, thanks, Em. Well, in that case, Em, if you've got a few, would you like to do one now?
Sure. I'm gonna read the one that's kind of about sleep and quarantine and being tired that this made me think of with this scene. If for nothing else, we know something has changed in this world because of the reduction in assumption that someone is tired or lack of rest. There are less inquiries attempting to invade the goings-on in someone else's bedroom or the quality of their time tucked in. If for nothing else, we know something has changed in this world. Because when once suggestions would fall like snow, people plucked their urges to pick apart anything and everything that could, in theory, be used to reduce tiredness and have replaced them with quiet, understanding, and shared dreams of a time things could be different once more.
Thank you, Adam.
That's lovely.
Oh God,
Really sweet.
it gives me all kind of feelings when people share their work, and it's always just so fucking gorgeous and such a delight, and you're also talented. Speaking of gorgeous, talented delights, I'm so smooth. Kitty, would you be at all interested in reading a Marge Piercy poem next?
Yes.
I'll take over the jam.
Yeah, Rory's taking over the jam.
Ooh. More jam.
Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So this is The Infidelity of Sleep. We tie our bodies together in a lover's knot and then gradually uncoil. We turn and talk, the night lapping at the sills of the casements, rising in us like dark, heavy wine. Then we turn inside, Eskimo crawling into private igloos, bears retreating to distant lairs, a leopard climbing its home tree. We go unmated into sleep. In sleep, you fret about who a lover, untouched for years, is sleeping with. Some man with a face glimpsed once in a crowd lies over me sweating. Now I wear male flesh like a suit of armour. In sleep I am speaking French again. The Algerian war is still on. I curse, back to the wall of the top floor of a workers' quarter house. The war in Vietnam is still on. I am carrying a memorized message to a deserter who is hiding in a church belfry. All night I drive fast down back roads with a borrowed car full of contraband. In the morning, of what we remember, what can we tell? In the mind, dreams flash their facets, but in words they dim, brilliant rocks picked up at low tide that dry to mud. Nightly the tides of sleep enter us in secret claret-red oceans, from whose deep slide serpents wearing faces radiant and impure as saints in Renaissance paintings. Now, as night pours in to fill the house like a conch shell, we cling together, muttered words between us, a spar we hold to, knowing that soon we will let go, severed, to drown.
Oh my God.
No! I know!
Right?
It's amazing.
What collection do you have? Because the one the Marge Piercy I want to read follows that one in the collection that I have.
I have My Mother's Body.
I've got like a selection, 8 Chambers of the Heart.
Nice.
Well, I mean, that seems like as good a segue as any. Bina, would you be at all interested in reading yours next?
Sure. So this one is called The Faithless. Sleep, you jade smooth liar. You promised to come to me waiting here like a cut open melon ripe as summer. Sleep, you black velvet tomcat, where are you prowling? I set a trap of sheets, clean and fresh as daisies, pillows like cloudy sighs. Sleep, you soft-bellied angel with feathered thighs, you tease my cheek with the brush of your wings. I reach for you, but clutch air. Sleep, you fur-bottomed tramp. When I want you, you're in everybody's bed but my own. Take you for granted and you stalk me from the low point of every hour. Sleep, omnivorous billy goat. You gobble the kittens, the crows, the cop on duty, the fast horse. But me you leave on the plate like a cold shore dinner. Is this divorce permanent? Runnelled with hope I lie down, nightly longing to pass again under the fresh blessing of your weight and broad wings.
I love that.
Oh, that's so good.
How is everything she has ever written so good?
Right.
Not everything. She did write something super turfy back in 2003.
Oh, Marge, that's disappointing.
There's only so much that you can expect from fucking 80-year-olds, though, right?
Yeah, I guess. But the rest of it.
And if she hasn't written anything turfy since 2003, maybe that's a good sign. Maybe.
Maybe she's grown as a person since then.
All we can do is hope.
I imagine so. From her poetry, she does not sound like a person who habitually stops growing as a person. So fingers crossed. But that was fucking gorgeous. Thank you, Dina.
And likewise, I couldn't find that one online, but can do photos.
Andrada, did you say that you had one about lack of sleep or inability to sleep?
Yep.
God, I love thematic continuity.
It's like it's planned.
It is like it's planned.
My extra one is actually also insomnia based.
Oh my god. Okay. We'll do Andrada's and then we'll maybe like have a non-insomnia poem because I also have a couple of insomnia ones.
Then we'll go back to insomnia.
We'll go back to sleep for a bit after Andrada's and then wait later.
Hold on, because I can't send the entire thing in one go.
No problem.
It's like the main one and the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that makes it almost even more plantu because then we have the peaks and valleys.
Yes. This is all very deliberate.
Yes, insomnia always finds its way back.
Very carefully curated experience.
Right, and now my alter ego can leave.
Goodbye.
Right, so part 1, 3 a.m. I toss and turn and twist and tumble, tediously tortured by this restless preamble to sleep that never comes. I'm tired, but still wired, my brain a nebula of thoughts that keep coming, convoluted, ready to be executed in pen and paper or typed. They're like the wind that's been blowing all day while I've been writing an essay. And though the words had been flowing, time flowed faster, technology failed, the deadline approached, and I missed it. Bugger. Quick, send an email. It's midnight. Doesn't matter. Say sorry. Explain. Please help. Hope there's an answer. Surely not now. They're asleep. Tomorrow. I hope so. Double check anyway. Not now. They're asleep. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. What if this and that and the other? Stop overloading, brain. It's not worth the pain of analyzing all possible outcomes when the solution isn't in your hands. So I go to sleep, but sleep never comes. Instead, I'm tediously tortured by a restless preamble while I toss and turn and twist and tumble. Part 2. Maybe sleep? At 5:06, I hear the sticks being blown in the wind by the wind in all directions. Oh boy, this night didn't follow any conventions. No, wait, this is run-of-the-mill insomnia. Wasn't that a song by Rihanna? Oh no, Disturbia. Close enough. Getting to sleep is tough. I think I'm delirious. But I made space in the brain. It's a lot less nebulous. Let's try again.
That sounds good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so good.
Really funny.
Thanks. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, I have a one that I would like to do next. So I've just dropped that in the chat. It's by Margaret Atwood, and it's called Variation on the Word Sleep. Which I imagine that I am not the only person who had that on the list, so apologies if I have inadvertently gazumped. Sorry, Bina.
I have lots of poems, it is fine. And also I am delighted that you're going to read this one because it's so good.
I think we've actually talked about how much I love this poem.
So good. Okay. Variation on the word sleep. I would like to watch you sleeping, which may not happen. I would like to watch you sleeping. I would like to sleep with you, to enter your sleep as its smooth, dark wave slides over my head, and walk with you through that lucent, wavering forest of blue-green leaves with its watery sun and 3 moons, towards the cave where you must descend, towards your worst fear. I would like to give you the silver branch, the small white flower, the one word that will protect you from the grief at the center of your dream, from the grief at the center. I would like to follow you up the long stairway again and become the boat that would row you back carefully, a flame in 2 cupped hands to where your body lies beside me and you enter it as easily as breathing in. I would like to be the air that inhabits you for a moment only. I would like to be that unnoticed and that necessary.
God. Thank you for reading that.
Oh, Margaret. Why are
So
you?
lovely. So lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Elle, would you be at all interested in reading your submission?
Sure. Yeah, this is Anyone Lived in a Pretty How Town by E. Cummings. Anyone lived in a pretty how town, with up so floating many bells down. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. He sang his didn't, he danced his did. Women and men, both little and small, cared for anyone not at all. They sowed their isn't, they reaped their same. Sun, moon, stars, rain. Children guessed, but only a few, and down they forgot as up they grew. Autumn, winter, spring, summer, that no one loved him more by more. When by now and by leaf, she laughed his voice, she eyes, her eyes snow and her eyes still. Anyone's any was all to her. Someone's married their everyone's, laughed their cryings and did their dance, sleep, wake, hope, and then they said their nevers, they slept their dream. Stars, rain, sun, moon, and only the snow can begin to explain how children are apt to forget to remember with up so floating many bells down. One day anyone died, I guess, and no one stooped to kiss his face. Busy folk buried them side by side, little by little and was by was. All by all and deep by deep, and more by more they dream their sleep. No one and anyone, earth by April, wish by spirits and if by yes. Women and men, both dong and ding. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. Reaps their sowing and went their cane. Sun, moon, stars, rain. Keep. Sorry, it was distracted. There's a dog howling in the background.
It was very
I don't know if you
atmospheric.
can hear it.
I think it added to the experience. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Al.
You always read so beautifully. Like,
yeah, really kind of, you've got a very kind of sort of, it feels like instinctive, you know, your flow is so kind of beautiful and natural, like, and you know, I think you give all of the words the exact right amount of weight without it ever sounding forced, which I think is just amazing and like very difficult to do. So I'm always very impressed by that. So now
I was gonna say, I found this really interesting because I had read this poem like when I was young in high school and stuff, and I don't know, it informed a lot of my writing. But then like years later, I found a recording of E. Cummings reading it. It was completely different from how I read it. But you know, definitely the author and all that. You know?
Definitely the author, exactly. Yeah, it's your poem now. Right, speaking of people who read wonderfully, I'm so on fire tonight. Bina, would you be interested in doing another one for us?
sure. What are we in the mood for? Like, I've got one about dreaming up Frankenstein, which is kind of cool and a little bit different, by Liz Lockhead. Or I've got a really cute one called A Little Nap Rap.
Well, let's have the Liz Lockhead one and save the cute one for potentially after a slightly more kind of bleak.
If someone has a devastating one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, an emergency cute.
Hang on, I haven't looked this one up. I will see if I can find it.
Fine. And Sadaf, if you are still with us, would you be interested in reading after Bina?
Yes, why not? For sure.
Fantastic.
I can't find just the poem. I can find the collection. I'll have a look later. This is called Dreaming Frankenstein. She said she woke up with him in her head, in her bed. Her mother tongue clung to her mouth's roof in terror, dumbing her. And he came with a name that was none of her making. No maidservant ever, in her narrow attic, combing out her hair in the midnight mirror on Halloween, having eaten out that egg with its yolk hollowed out and then filled with salt, as a spell to summon up her lover. Oh, never one had such success as this. She had not courted the amazed flesh of her neck and shoulders, nettled at his apparition. Later, stark staring awake to everything, the room, the dark parquet, the white high Alps beyond, all normal in the moonlight, and him gone, save a ton-weight sensation, the marks fading visibly where his buttons had bit into her and the rough surge of his suiting had chafed her sex. She knew, oh, that was not how, but he'd entered her utterly. This was the penetration of 7 swallowed apple pips, or else he'd slipped like a silver dagger between her ribs and healed her up secretly again. Anyway, he was inside her, and getting him out again would be agony fit to quarter her, unstitching everything. Eyes on those high peaks in the reasonable sun of the morning. Mary Shelley dressed in damped muslin and sat down to quill and ink and icy paper.
Holy shit!
Dear God.
That was a bit full on. Yeah. Wow.
Bina, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Mary Shelley. Liz Lockhead. What a combo.
I know, right? That's from this one. It's good.
Excellent. Right, Sadaf, would you be still up for doing yours next?
Yes. Yeah, I want to do mine before I get so much nervous.
Oh.
We can't wait to hear.
Yeah, well, this is a poem that it's called 5 O'Clock Dream, and it's actually about those people who are like being super superstitious. Yeah. Rallying cry after rallying cry. Mine was thinking of you, eyes wanted to see you. Suddenly, a deep sleep came. It was a beautiful scenery of us. Me looking for a single memory of you, and aware you were looking for me too. We crossed paths. You gave me a letter. When I finished reading, you took my hands, hugged me, and apologized. My mind wanted to forgive, but my heart couldn't. We cried and bid farewell. Ring, ring, my phone rang. I woke up and realized it was all a dream. My heart sank, sudden, as if it wanted to be real. I looked at the clock. It was 5 o'clock. I remembered someone once said, dreams that have seen 5 a.m. would come true if you remember them. It has been 4 years. Never came true. Not a single time have you shown in front of my eyes to look for me. I feel so stupid for believing in 5 o'clock dreams. Believe me, dreams would always be dreams. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was lovely.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so I think I will do another one if that is all right. And then Em, would you like to do one after that? Okay, so this is We Tend to Sleep Better When the Clock is Wound by Todd Boss. We tend to sleep better when the clock is wound than we do when it's all wound down. I don't know why we settle to the sound. Somehow the regular click and chime of passing time like water turns a water wheel that turns a gear, that turns a stone, that turns upon another stone, and finer in between, our dreams like grain are ground. It's only little. I think it is lovely. So yeah, if you would like to do one next.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do the second one that I wrote next, too. So I have this wonderful book called The Book of Qualities, and it personifies a lot of feelings and things that we encounter in our everyday life. And I was inspired by that to try to write a poem personifying sleep. Sleep prefers to only come when they feel safe, but will show up when absolutely required. They like to curl up in the corner, reading you like the daily news, contemplating and collecting what's left behind from your consciousness in their crochet, while you could be stuck in an opinion piece about an event from years ago, likely without a new take. Sometimes I think they've wandered off, but they're always there, waiting to wrap me up in a cloak, woven of my own bedtime stories, wonders, and the worries I've told myself.
Thank you so much, Em. God damn. It's fine, whatever. I won over poetry. I won over my talented friends. Okay, well, so I have another one that I would like to read. This is a little bit of a different feeling from the ones that we've had so far, but I think it's great. It makes me sort of smile. So see what you reckon. It's by Chip Livingston. It's called Nocturnal Admissions. And maybe we'd better have something wholesome after this. I went to my mother's room at 13 past midnight and told her I was dying. I'd wet the bed. I'd had this crazy dream about a sexy neighbour I'd been spying on. Well, I didn't tell her that. I mean, the day before she asked who I was eyeing when I didn't want to go outside for ice cream. The truck was parked out front and she was buying, but I couldn't join the other screaming kids, not with Lance applying suntan lotion to his muscled teenage skin. Stretched out on a beach towel in his front yard, his body mystified me, while mine seemed happy to defy me. My dick would tent my cut-offs at the sight of him. I wore 2 pairs of underwear, but even then I thought I'd burst right through the seams. So I didn't dare tell Mother what I dreamed, though she did think to ask me. I'd been a fool to tell her that. She thought my blush was any boy's, puzzling out his sexuality, but I swear it was as much because the fantasies were always other boys. Some from my baseball team, some the roughnecks at school, but usually Lance. He was flying naked in the dream I had that night, the one that made me think that God was mad and killing me. I was lying, also naked and hard as cinder block, on the beach towel I'd seen him lay across the grass the day before. I tried to understand the signs implying I might turn to some kind of freaky thing. But it would have been cruel to tell my mother that, especially when she was already crying and trying not to laugh at the same time when I showed her what came out of me. She apologised for throwing such a scene, said I was growing up to be a man, that's all it meant. Said it was normal for a boy my age's thing to start uprising like a metal beam. She apologised again that I didn't have my dad around to train an 11-year-old boys in the ways of puberty. I was as stupefied as I'd ever been. She never mentioned him. And I have never turned a deeper red than I did then, at 26 past midnight, when my mother helped me change my sheets and said the next day she'd teach me to wash them. And then she said she'd ask the man across the street to talk to me. Would that be okay? Or would I feel more comfortable with someone younger, like his son? Oh.
Kitty's face.
That was such a roller coaster.
I love it. I love it.
Did anybody else see Rory just like having been bent over, just like pop his head up at like muscled skin earlier?
Yeah. I was like really trying to keep a straight face. Rory's shenanigans were absolutely not helping. Stop! You go away before I make you do the Macbeth sleep monologue or something. Okay, what else have we got on our list? Bina, would you fancy doing your how about the little wholesome what's it?
Sure. It's about a dream. It's called A Little Nap Wrap. Oh, I do have a link for this one. I'll share it before I start. A Little Nap Wrap. When I got home one evening to my cozy living room, I found a squirrel at my table and a hedgehog with a broom. A fox switched on the hoover, beat my doormat with his tail, while the squirrel did the kitchen with a mop head and a pail. The squirrel was all prickly, and the hedgehog had a tail. The fox was dressed in tartan while her coat hung on a nail. The squirrel used the pulley as trapeze from side to side. The fox slid down the banister, the hedgehog did a glide. My floor was very shiny and everything was clean. Then suddenly I woke up and found it was a dream.
Oh, that's really cute. Super cute.
Very cute, very wholesome. Very on brand. Thank you, Vida. Speaking of cute, wholesome things, Mike, would you fancy doing another one?
Yes, sure. Yes, this isn't by me. This is by Christina Rossetti, called I Dream of You to Wake. I dream of you to wake. Would that I might dream of you and not wake, but slumber on. Nor find with dreams the dear companion gone, as summer ended, summer birds take flight. In happy dreams I hold you full in night. I blush again, who looking so wan, brighter than the sunniest day that ever shone. In happy dreams your smile makes day of night. Thus only in a dream we are at one. Thus only in a dream we give and take. The faith that maketh rich, who take or give. If thus to sleep is sweeter than to wake, to die were surely sweeter than to live. Though there be nothing new beneath the sun. I forgot to put it in the link there, sorry. A bit behind, but there we go.
That was gorgeous. Thank you, sweetness. Right, I have another one. That is cool. I'll just post the link in the chat because I will remember this time. So this is by Sharon Olds, and it's called Looking at Them Asleep. And I was tempted to keep this for the children and parents theme, which I think we will be doing at some point in the future. I may put it in again, who knows, but I think that this is quite a wonderful one, and I do love Sharon Olds. So, Looking at Them Asleep. When I come home late at night and go in to kiss the children, I see my girl with her arm curled around her head, her face deep in unconsciousness. So deeply centered she is in her dark self, her mouth slightly puffed like one sated, but slightly pouted like one who hasn't had enough. Her eyes so closed you would think they have rolled the iris around to face the back of her head, the eyeball marble naked under that thick, satisfied, desiring lid. She lies on her back in abandon and sealed completion. And the sun in his room, oh, the sun, he is sideways in his bed, one knee up as if he is climbing sharp stairs up into the night. And under his thin, quivering eyelids, you know his eyes are wide open and staring and glazed, the blue in them so anxious and crystally in all this darkness. And his mouth is open. He is breathing hard from the climb and panting a bit. His brow is crumpled and pale, his long hands curved, his hand open, and in the center of each hand, the dirty, dry, boyish palm resting like a cookie. I look at him in his quest, the thin muscles of his arms passionate and tense. I look at her with her face like the face of a snake who has swallowed a deer, content, content. And I know if I wake her, she'll smile and turn her face towards me, though half asleep, and open her eyes. And I know if I wake him, he'll jerk and say, don't, and sit up and stare about him in the blue unrecognition. Oh, my Lord, how I know these two. When love comes to me and says, what do you know? I say, this girl, this boy.
Oh.
Right. Oh my God, all of your faces. Yeah. I'm like sweating a bit with how emotional that makes me.
Oh.
Okay. M, I think you had another one that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I think it's going to be not too far from the end of the session for that.
In that case, I'll let you guys pick one or two. We could do one about insomnia, or the cute one that I read about needing to go to bed at the Storytime anniversary.
Second one?
We should do a poll.
When it's story time, but you need to go to bed. I'm tired, I'm wired, and my brain is misfired. The wires got crossed and my thoughts got lost. I slipped and I sloughed, bashed and kiboshed, because my need for relaxation got lost in temptation. Creative motivation seldom comes without frustration, the state of the world and lack of safe aviation. But who knew creative motivation had so many beautiful faces? Who wind in and out of hearts, leaving traces of glitter like crumbs behind, some way to a home they can find, to lay back and unwind, full of memories captured in time, like an endless gold mine, to relive and rewind. If gold could ever sparkle the way a friend's love flows its own path beyond laws of motion, and can fill you with so much emotion. It causes a commotion when maybe it's time for bed.
I love that one so much.
Oh God, so good.
When Andy read theirs, it made me think of that one. And I was like, oh, that's a good sleep one. Okay, I should think.
So amazing. Okay, I think we are just about at the end of the session for tonight. There is one more that is not strictly on the theme of sleep and dreaming, but I don't know if people realised, but the poet Derek Mahon died yesterday, who is, you know, a fantastic fucking poet, and wrote one of my favourite poems, and something that I think I've read on here before, which seems particularly relevant for story time. Rory, did you want to read it, or should I read it?
Oh, I'd be very happy for you to read it. It seems appropriate. That's your like function in the ritual.
Okay, I will put it in the thing. So this is Everything is Going to Be All Right by Derek Mahon. How should I not be glad to contemplate the clouds clearing beyond the dormer window and a high tide reflected on the ceiling? There will be dying. There will be dying, but there is no need to go into that. The poems flow from the hand unbidden, and the hidden source is the watchful heart. The sun rises in spite of everything, and the far cities are beautiful and bright. I lie here in a riot of sunlight, watching the day break and the clouds flying. Everything is going to be all right. Miss you, Derek. Oh God, oh no. Feelings.
That is a risk of poetry time. Like it's a hazard. It's a hazard.
Disclaimer at the front.
That's like you're trying to put all the feelings into. I mean, not all of them, but you can put so many feelings for the week into 1 hour. So nice.
Yeah, and then I have Sunday nights off to like lie on a bed going, oh, the feelings, the feelings.
They're still there. They're still getting me.
Okay. Whew, okay, now I'm really sweaty.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, right. Unless anybody has any further business.
I would like to do a lullaby.
Oh my god, yes! Lullaby from Bina to see us off to sleep.
A quick message from Katie. I'm not sure if Katie messaged anybody else. She made a night of people that said to have a wonderful poetry time and give everyone her love. And I forgot because I was late. So everyone, so much love from Katie, I'm assuming.
We love you, Katie.
Love you, Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
That was very important. Thank you. Thank you. Now that we've had good night hugs for Katie.
Now, Bina, play us out.
Lullaby. Babby, the sky is turning collied as coal. Tom Robin's gone nesting, now Babola's testing his wings for his flight to our cobwebby bulb. And the moon is a penny tossed into the cut to pay for the dreamboat that ferries us off. So hush now, my sweet chick, hush yow, hush hush. Darling, the night is a randan of dreams, old wammels am howling at ghost cats whom prowling for long-eaten rots in the rafters and beams. And the moon is a penny tossed into the cut to pay for the dreamboat that ferries us off. Lovey, the night is as deep as the thick, where restless black osses still stamp for their bosses to lead 'em back wum the gob of the pit. And the moon is a penny tossed into the cut to pay for the dreamboat that ferries us off. Listen, the song of the night's falling soft. Oak trees shushing, the homers whom rushing to roost in the tumbly snug of their lofts. And the moon is a penny tossed into the cut to pay for the dreamboat that ferries us off. Oh, Babby, in Tipton from Lye to Blackheath, our dark towns doze under their blankets of slumber. So curl in my crook, let me lull you to sleep. For the moon is a penny tossed into the cut to pay for the dreamboat that ferries us off. So hush now, my sweet chick, hush yow, hush hush.
Oh, that's so lovely. Oh. Can you read it to me every night, please?
I'll record it, Pete.
Thank you.
Absolutely lovely. Thank you so much, Bina. Okay. I'm going to very, very quietly bang my gavel. After that, don't wake anybody up. So I hereby call this meeting of poetry time to a close. Should we say goodbye to the catch-up crew? Should we say good night to the catch-up crew? Good night, catch-up crew.
Night, catch-up crew. Sleep well.
Catch-up crew.